Hey, what's up, guys? This is Q&A number 2, and I'm going to answer S. Dunnigan 48's question: is too much food ever a bad thing when gaining mass? And yes, definitely too much food can always be a bad thing. So, the reason for that is your body can only utilize so many nutrients, and your muscles can only take up so much protein, so many carbohydrates. You can only use so much fat. So what you probably want to do is find out the exact number of calories that you need to eat to gain the maximum amount of muscle and put on the minimum amount of body fat. So the best way to do that is to first make a food log. And I know that really doesn't sound like a whole lot of fun, but if you just do it for a couple weeks, what that could do is, first, that's going to tell you how many calories you're eating every day. And that's pretty important. So second, it can show you the variations in your caloric intake from day to day. So if you're eating 4,000 calories Monday, and then you're only eating 2,200 calories Tuesday, and then you're eating 4,400 calories Wednesday, then you're never going to really be able to tell what's going on because it's fluctuating so much. So first, I would say after you make your food log, I would look at it and I would try to see how much your calories fluctuate from day to day. And the first thing I would do after that is I would try to get that as consistent as possible. And the best thing to probably do would just be to take your average number from every single day for 2 weeks and take that and just eat that for 2 weeks and see what happens. Try to get as close to that number every single day. So say your average intake for each day is 3,500 calories. Then every day for 2 weeks, I would try to eat as close to 3,500 calories as possible. And it doesn't have to be perfect. If you're a couple hundred calories off, that's fine. But if your calories are jumping all over the place from day to day, you're never going to be able to tell what's going on. You're never going to be able to meet that level of eating the amount that is going to help you gain the most muscle, and it's not going to happen if you're jumping all over the place. So first, get your calories consistent, and then once you do that, after a couple weeks and you eat a consistent calorie base every day, see what happens. See, do you feel like you're gaining a little bit of weight? Do you feel like you lost some weight? And go from there. If you feel like you've gained weight, then maybe stick with those calories for a little while until you stop gaining weight, and then add more. If you want to gain weight really fast, then you could add calories to that right away. And you probably think, how many calories should I add? Well, that just depends on how big you are and how much muscle mass you have, how much you work out, how many calories you burn a day just normally. And that's something that you're going to have to figure out by just playing with your diet. So, and like I said in the first video, every single person is different. Everybody's going to have a different amount of muscle. Everybody's going to weigh a different amount. Everybody's going to have different exercise levels every day. So you just have to figure out where you're at and then work from there. So first, by just getting things consistent and controlling your diet, you're going to actually be able to tell what's going on, and then you can move from there and see, what amount of calories you need. And the other thing you need to keep in mind is, as you go and you build more muscle, that amount of calories that you're going to need every day is going to change. So you're going to have to just keep an eye on that too. The more muscle you have, the more calories you're going to have to eat every day just to maintain that muscle. So, and when you're adding the calories, just add, about the same ratio that you normally eat of protein to fat to carbohydrates. So it doesn't have to be that technical, and depending on your goals, if your goal isn't to be a big bodybuilder and your goal is just to gain a small amount of mass, then, you might not have to do the food log. Just try to consistently eat a small amount of more each day, and then just keep adding to that as you go. Whatever your goal level is, but, the best way to do it would be to make the food log and then just go from there. So, yes, you can definitely eat too much food, but a lot of people are probably going to have a hard time doing that, to tell you the truth. So, just, keep eating.